G'day legends. Choosing the right MIDI drum library in a world of endless choices can be pretty overwhelming. So what I want to do is show you the library that I like to use and a couple of reasons of why I like to use this one in particular. Steven Slate's SSD5 is an extremely versatile MIDI drum library that can integrate into a lot of genres quite seamlessly. It comes jam-packed with a ton of drum sounds to choose from, as well as all of the individual sounds to easily create custom kits to suit any genre or project. And one of the awesome things about SSD5 is it has a really nice brush kit. So as you can hear, that sounds quite nice and natural. Now all I did was load up the deluxe jazz brushes kit, but I didn't really like the sound of the bass drum that was in the preset. So I had a look in the instruments tab, I auditioned a couple of kicks, till I found one that I liked. So all I had to do to replace the kick that was in the preset is drag that down onto the bass drum. So take a look at the velocities quickly because this is really important when it comes to programming MIDI drums. You have to spend a bit of time playing with the velocities to humanize them to make it sound more authentic. If you have a single velocity, it's going to sound bad. That sounds completely amateur, and if you didn't know better, you would just think that the drums don't sound very good. But you actually need to spend a bit of time playing with the MIDI velocities. So with a little bit of work, you can make these drums sound really believable. Now, since we're talking about versatility, here's a little something I prepared earlier using the Metal Man kit. I think that sounds fantastic. Some really great sounds. And I've done a bit of mixing in Logic, which you can do when you set this up as a multi-instrument out. So you just come over to your plugin, you click on it and come up the top and change it to multi-output. And then at the bottom of your channel strip, you can click on the plus button to expand it out into extra channels. And then in SSD5, you just come over to the mix tab and down the bottom of your channel strips, you can set the outputs. Loads of great options for customizing your sounds even further. To edit a drum sound, you just click on a name above the channel strip. And for example, I can change the tuning of this kick. That's super handy if you're trying to tune it to your track. The ADSR section, the attack, decay, sustain, and release, is an incredibly powerful section and super handy to have at your fingertips. I like to use this to shorten up my drum sounds and make them nice and punchy. Just removes that excess rumble that keeps flowing through every time a kick gets hit. I do the same thing on the toms, shorten them up so there's not too much sustain. Another awesome thing about working with MIDI drums is you don't have to worry about cymbal bleed. I love a lot of snare room sound to make the snare sound really big. But when you're doing live drums, there's a ton of cymbals in the room sound. It does make it a little bit trickier. But when working with MIDI drums like SSD5, I can pull the cymbals right back out of the room sound, so majority of the sound in the rooms is just the shells of the drums. So to do that, we just come over to our Edit tab, and then we click on the drum we want to edit. Now I can see the rooms right here, and I can set the amount of volume going into the room, and I've pulled these down to -15, so they're already pulled right back out. So I get that big explosive room sound of the shells of the drums and add a ton of compression to it without the cymbals being an issue. So pretty cool. There's still some cymbals in there, but it's not overbearing. Let's see how SSD5 handles a country pop track. That sounds super fat. So we've gone from our chill brush sound to our high-hitting metal drums to now to just some thick, fat pop beats. It's super versatile, and it wouldn't be a pop song without some 808 hi-hats. And the cool thing about SSD5 is it has a folder of electronic drum sounds to play around with too. So on a separate instance of SSD5, I've loaded up the electronic hats hi-hat 808 classic. And then we're blending that in with our kit to get those hybrid electronic acoustic drum vibes. So another great feature of SSD5 is that you can load multiple samples and blend them together. So you can see we've got 3 kicks, and when we play the track, they're all going to play together. So realistically, these 3 examples that I've just shown you are just scratching the surface of the sounds and the capabilities of what you can achieve with SSD5. If you're looking for a MIDI drum library that covers a lot of needs, I highly recommend you check out Steven Slate's SSD5. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you want to support this channel, please check out the link in the description below to my website. Got a range of drum samples, mixing courses. Grabbing any of those is a massive support. If you buy your gear online at Sweetwater, consider using the affiliate link below. Using that link doesn't cost you anything extra, but a small commission comes back to the channel, and that's just an awesome way of showing your support. If you're keen to watch a full tutorial on mixing metal drums, then stick around for this next video.